Okay, well, some other things you can make knives out of. I have some examples here. This obviously is a piece of rebar, which I showed you the other knife I made out of. Here's a knife that was I made out of an old file. Okay, a file obviously is carbon hardened steel. It has some good qualities of carbon steel that'll make the blade retain its sharpness, etc. So, again, this is not forging. This would be an example of really manipulation of piece of material. Sometimes refer to it as stock removal. I've made knives out of stock removal, out of pieces of 1080, 1084, 1090 steel. But, you have to purchase that, and that can get expensive. This is probably one of my most prized knives right here, because this was made by my father during the Great Depression. And I'll see if I can throw some close-up pictures of these knives up there. But the amazing thing about this was obviously the Depression, where they had shortages of materials and rationings, etc. You couldn't get very many material of any kind. This was made, the blade itself was made out of an old saw blade, okay, which is hardened to a degree. This piece right here of the guard is made out of a piece of aluminum that was found. The amazing thing is this handle, or the scale, is made out of an old belt that was cut in vertical strips with holes punched in it and stacked against each other. It's really pretty cool. Again, there's a little aluminum piece right here. The scabbard part is aluminum. And then this piece of rubber he told me, was taken out of an old washing machine, whatever part that was. And of course, there's a metal rivet in there holding it on. But this thing has lasted, oh my goodness, 70, 80 years, probably more than that, 80 plus years. I've used it, and I'll never give this one away. Another one that I made was what's referred to as an ulu knife. Okay, it's a knife used in the Arctic by Eskimos in Siberia, Russia, etc. ULU, it's spelled. And this was made out of a saw blade. Okay, and it has a wooden piece attached. You can see it. I put it on there with epoxy, put some designs on it. But my wife used this a lot for cutting pizza. It was originally the ulu knives were made for skinning walrus and seal and blubber, etc. But again, it's made out of an old saw blade. You can find those around. Last piece of material I mentioned here are coil springs. Coil springs are fairly hard as far as carbon content goes. I'll probably get a piece of coil spring like this. I could probably get 20 knives out of. It takes a lot of pounding. That's about 5/8 inch diameter. So it's a good workout with the hammer on an anvil. But it is another good source. You can find these around. I found this. My mechanic has tons of these that he had laying around. So those are some examples of knives you can make from material that you can find. The only thing bought here is the rebar. And I think at Home Depot for a 4-foot length is about $5. So if you want to get started, these are cheap materials and different ways you can make knives. Guys are getting nice and fat for Thanksgiving. Gonna end up on somebody's table. Yes, you are.